Trading prop firms actually works and you can make a serious amount of money, but most traders are just playing the game wrong. I've personally profited over 6 figures trading prop firms. I've made 6 figures in one single payout. I've had 10K months and I've also had a 6 figure month, but I've also been on the losing side. Blowing accounts, failing challenges, and wondering if I would ever get a payout again. So if you're struggling with prop firms right now, thinking that they don't work, trust me, there is hope. In this video, I'm going to show you the simple proven formula that I myself and many other successful traders use to consistently beat prop firms and get paid. Because the reality is that you're probably not a bad trader, you're just playing the game wrong. So stick around and watch this video all the way through to the end and I'll show you how to be on the winning side. How to beat prop firms consistently. The first things I need you guys to understand is that you're not a bad trader, you're just playing this game here wrong. And the quicker you understand that, and the quicker you understand that this game is completely fucking rigged, like these guys fucking rigged this game in so many ways that it's not built for you to win. The rules that they put in place, the way they tell you, oh yeah, you need to slow down in the challenge phase so you can give yourself the best chance of passing. It's all bullshit. Prop firms only make money when you lose. Simple as that. They don't make money when you win. When you actually win, it actually takes money from their pocket. That's why you see a lot of prop firms move on to this, oh yeah, we're going to put in a live account, we're going to transition you. Why do you think they do that? It's because they make money only when you lose. And if you start winning too much, that's when you either get banned, like you see how Trader Kane got banned, JCap got banned of Apex, or they move into a live account because you're no longer profitable to their business. And well, these rules and all these things they say they're built for traders to help traders perform better. Yes, the rules can help you, of course, but it's mainly aimed for you to fucking tilt, blow your accounts, and continuously repeat the cycle of just buying accounts, never actually getting a payout, maybe getting a payout here and there. And the way they tell you to slow down is the complete opposite of what you should be doing. And you're going to see as we get further into this video how the way I'm going to show you to slow down is going to be the way that's actually going to lead you to having more success and consistently getting paid with these guys. So hopefully one day you can become the person that they say, no, we need to transition this guy into a live account because he's doing too well. No, we need to ban this guy because he's making too much fucking money. All right, you're going to hate me for this one, but you need to focus on one prop firm. And I know many of you guys go on Twitter and you see many guys saying 3 million in funding, you know, 2 million in funding, and you all believe in this law of that you need to have 3 million, 5 million, 500k, a million in funding in order to make good money from prop firms. No, that is completely not true, guys. One thing you need to realize that you need to realize where you are at in your journey. When you go on Twitter and you see these guys who have 3 million in funding, 5 million in funding, who are killing it, good, that's fair enough. You can graduate to that, but you don't need that to make good money with prop firms. You falling for this law is only gonna drag you down and actually slow down your progress to where you're currently at in your trading, guys. And you're gonna see that the more you can zero in on just one prop firm, one, the easier it's gonna be for you to actually become more successful. Because, for example, guys, just think about this, yeah? If you're trading Top Step, you know, funding ticks, Tradeify, Take Profit Trader, Fund the Next Futures, and let's say you're spending $150 on each challenge, for example, right? You're spending $150 on Top Step, you're spending $200 on funding ticks, you're spending like maybe $500 on Tradeify, you're spending maybe $500 on funding next futures, and maybe you're spending like $1,000 on Apex. From the stage you're at, you're probably not getting payouts, or you're probably trying to get your first payout, you're probably not getting payouts as consistently. Spending all this money in just one go, you're going to burn yourself out in terms of cash, and that's actually going to further affect your trading psychology when it comes to trading, because you're going to be thinking, nah, I need to go make that money back. So then what you're going to do, you're going to go back in, try force trades within the markets, try force to pass challenges, try force to get a payout, and that's just going to put you further down than where you need to be, because that's going to lead. That's going to lead to you over trading, revenge trading, tilting, blowing accounts, and restarting this whole cycle again. So you don't need this law of, oh yeah, I need to be doing all these prop firms at once to be able to make 10k, 20k a month. You don't need that. You can really do that with just one prop firm, guys. And you're going to find that the more you can just focus on one prop firm, the easier it is on your mental health, because you got to realize that all these prop firms here, Top Step, Funding Ticks, Tradeify, Apex, they all have different rules. So if you're trading them all simultaneously, your brain has to constantly adjust to each prop firm as you trade it. And that takes a lot of mental capital and a lot of mental bandwidth. You're just going to be moving around so much that it's actually going to decrease your win rate and your success rate when it comes to passing prop firms. Whereas if you just literally focus on one prop firm, you're only dealing with one set of rules that you need to be focused on. So that means you're going to be able to make better decisions when it comes to actually making decisions for that prop firm and actually making those trades, and you're actually going to be less burnt out. I'm a perfect example. When I got my 100k payout of Top Step, guys, in a single payout, yes, I got 100k in a single payout. You can go watch that video, it's on my YouTube channel if you want to. But when I got the 100k payout, I was literally only trading Top Step. And I thank God that I was only trading Top Step, because I found myself that my performance when I was trading Take Profit Trader alongside my Top Step accounts that I was growing actually would decrease, and I'd make way worse decisions on my Top Step, because me trading another prop firm whilst I'm trying to focus on another one was actually taking my focus from the goal. It's okay to be at a stage where you can only focus on one prop firm. That's fine. You can graduate and build from that. I literally got a 6-figure payout from one prop firm. So you can make 10, 20k, 30, even 40k a month just off one prop firm. It's entirely possible and it's doable, but you just need to slow the fuck down. Stop trying to do everything all at once. Focus your money, focus your energy into one prop firm, make that work, and then you're going to gradually be able to build to this. It all starts with the small things. It all starts with the small details. Stop trying to fucking go for it all at once. You don't need to do that to be able to have success and find consistency. This is one of those underrated things that if you just start implementing it now, you're going to see the biggest difference when it comes to you actually trading prop firms, you actually having success with prop firms. And by the way, of course, links in the description below to get the best discounts on the prop firms I actually recommend. And that brings me on to my next point. You need to master and learn the art of picking the right prop firm that works for you. When it comes to prop firm, guys, there's so many prop firms. There's Top Step, like I said already before, Funding Ticks, Apex, Take Profit Trader. If you pick the right prop firm that complements your natural edge the best, you've already done half of the heavy lifting. Because if you think about it, if you're an aggressive trader and you're someone that's not really good with consistency rules, you're probably not good with Apex, because you know Apex have a 30% consistency rule in the funded account. If you're someone that likes to be a lot more loose when they're trading in their funded phase, you're probably better off with picking something like Funding Ticks and Top Step, because they don't have a consistency rule in their funded challenge. But if you're someone that likes to be a bit more aggressive out the bat and likes to pass in one go, you're probably better off with going something like Apex that allow you to pass in one go when it comes to the challenge phase. How you trade and the rules that these prop firms have matters greatly, guys. So you need to really think about, okay, what type of trader are you? What do you prefer? What sort of rules do you prefer? And then look at all these prop firms that I'm going to list down below and think, okay, which one complements my natural edge the best? And you're going to find that the more you trade with those prop firms, the less triggered you're going to be, because some of these other prop firms that you're trading that don't complement your natural edge, they're actually triggering you to make more mistakes and make more silly fucking decisions when it comes to trading, because you're then having to do a lot more work in order to make it work. Pick the ones that complement your natural model the best. You're going to feel you're going to have a lot less resistance when it comes to taking trades and actually trading them. And that's going to lead to a lot more mental clarity. You're going to be a lot calmer when you're trading them, because you're not going to be as on edge. And that's going to lead to you to making better decisions, lead to you making less bad decisions, dropping down your chances of tilt. It doesn't mean that you're not going to tilt at all, or you're not going to fucking blur accounts, but you're going to reduce the likelihood of that a lot more than you trading against the grain. Because think about it. If you're trading with a prop firm that works for you, you're not trading against the grain, you're trading with the flow. But if you're trading a prop firm that doesn't work for you, you're actually trading against the grain. And on top of that, you have to still manage your model and your edge on top of that. So that's just gonna lead you to more likely making worse decisions and potentially blowing your account. So yeah, just a simple fix of you just analyzing yourself, analyzing your edge and analyzing your model. You see what works best for you, what prop firm complements this the best, and you start trading with that prop firm. You're gonna see yourself giving yourself a high likelihood of chance of success with that prop firm, which is going to lead you to passing challenges, potentially getting funded and potentially getting a payout. And you're going to be a lot closer to getting payouts and having more consistency with prop firms than you ever had before, guys. And that brings me on to my next point, which is challenges, guys. And the bullshit these prop firms try and feed you when it comes to challenges. They tell you, oh no, you need to take your time to pass fucking challenges. And the longer you take in your challenge phase, the more likely you're going to pass. Guys, I'm here to tell you, sorry to be the bearer of bad news, that's absolute complete BS. When it comes to challenges, The longer you take in the challenge phase, the more it's actually going to add onto your psychological pressure, and you're going to develop what I like to call psychological decay and what I call challenge fatigue, guys. Because think about it, you're in the challenge phase, you're trying to pass every day, you're coming in the challenge, you're risking maybe $100 to try and make 200, you're trying to build that slowly so eventually you can get funded. But then as you're doing that, you're gonna be getting a lot triggered because you're gonna be thinking, fuck, I wish I could just pass this. And one day you're gonna trip up, you're gonna make a mistake, and you're gonna blow that progress. So the 4 weeks you was fucking spent trying to pass this challenge would have all gone to waste. And all for what? For nothing. Because I personally believe that, right? You need to be passing the challenge phase as quickly as possible whilst maintaining a degree of risk management as well as possible. Because if you think about it, if you're too impatient in a challenge phase, you lose. And if you're too patient, you lose. So there's a fine balance that's in between the ebb and flow of that you need to find, and that's the sweet spot that you need to get to. That's going to allow you to be able to pass these challenge phases and get through them consistently and fast. Just think about this for a moment. The challenge phase is actually the least rewarding phase of this whole prop firm cycle, because think about it, you've put money in and you're still in the first stage, you have no potential of getting your money out yet. So why on earth would you want to spend 6 weeks in a phase where you're not getting nothing? Surely you'd want to get through that phase quickly, get to a point like a funded phase where you actually have the potential to make money. There is nothing worse than spending a huge amount of time in a challenge phase, only to get funded and only to not get a payout. It hurts, and it's actually going to do more damage to you than it is going to do good, because you're then going to be think, fuck this, prop firms don't work, oh no, this is shit. No, you're just doing it wrong. So stop believing when they tell you to slow down, take your time in the challenge phase. Why do you think they'll tell you that? Because they know that the challenge phase is the most mentally challenging phase of this whole fucking cycle, and the longer you're in it, the more likely you are to make mistakes, fuck up, and stay in it for longer and actually never get into your goal of getting funded. They don't give a fuck. They tell you to fucking take your time because they know that it's gonna work against you and it's gonna fuck you up. And when I learned this and when I figured this out, I was like, shit, okay, let me start doing things differently. Because you need to be here. You need to be at the point of getting funded, because that's where you should take the most time. And obviously, we're going to get into that when we get to the funded stage and how to behave in the funded stage to make the most money and to beat these problems consistently. But this is where you need to be taking the most time, not here. This doesn't do anything for you. I promise you right now, a lot of people might disagree with me, but that's just the truth. That's what I found to work for me. And I'll give you an example of what I usually do. But let's say I buy a funding ticks account, right? A 50K account. So that's a $2,500 target, right? With 2,000 drawdown. 40% consistency rule in the challenge phase, right? So that means that the most I can make in a day in order to pass this challenge phase as quickly as possible is 1K times 2 over 2 days, and then the last $500. The quickest I can pass this challenge is ideally in 3 days, right? So what I'll do is I usually take my $2,000 in drawdown right here, and I'll divide it by 4, and what that would give me is $500 per trade here. I know that I need to make $1,000 in order to move on to the next level. So what I'll do is I take $500, right? I'll risk $500 on a trade to make a 2-to-1. If that passes, cool, I've passed and I'll move on to the next phase. And then I'd risk another $500 to make $1,000. If that passes, I'll move into the next phase. And on the next phase, I'd risk another $500 to make $500, and I'll move on to the next phase, which I've passed the entire challenge. Let's say sometimes you might flop. You take that first trade with risking $500, you take a loss, that's fine. You haven't fucking blown the account yet. The account is still alive. You're still in the game. So what you're going to do, you're going to half your risk from 500 to 250. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your $250, risk it to make a 2-to-1 to make $500 to get back to a point of where you're break even, so you can start this $500 risk to make $1,000 again. And you keep repeating this cycle, and you're going to find yourself, by you halving the risk whenever you take a loss to make back what you just lost and restarting again, you're not going to be blowing through your drawdown as quickly, and you're actually going to be paddling through the actual fucking challenge phase. You don't need to be here fucking risking $100 here. Oh no, let me risk $200 here and taking for fucking ever just to get through it. No, you don't need to do that. This doesn't do anything for you. It's actually just going to increase the chance of you failing a lot more. Let's say you've gone through the challenge phase, You've picked your one prop firm, you've stuck to it, and you managed to get funded. Now we're here. What do you do? And I feel like this is where a lot of you fuck up, and this is where I fucked up initially when I started these prop firms. And it seems so counterproductive to what I just said about challenges, but you need to slow down in the funded phase. The approach we use when it comes to the challenge phase and how we behave in the funded phase is totally different, guys, because now you actually have the potential to actually make money. You get funded, right? And then you go on Twitter and you see all these guys having, because I've seen it, I've done it myself. You see all these guys having 100K days, you see them fucking killing it, and they're having all these fucking big milestones, right? And you think, oh yeah, they're making fucking 100K in a day, making 10K in a day. Why can't I? Don't judge someone's chapter 100 and don't compare it to your chapter 1. Remember, stay focused, stay dialed on what you're doing, right? Remember that. You need to slow the fuck down. Stop trying to go in this funded phase, get funded and think, oh yeah, let me try and have that 10K day. Because one, you're going to find that you're going to swing for the fences and you're gonna fucking blow your account. Yes, that's gonna happen. I've seen it, I've done it myself. You're gonna blow your account, you're gonna think, fuck, platforms don't work. This shit hurts. Because it hurts. Getting to a funded phase and then blowing an account before actually getting a payout hurts. So stop doing it. What you need to do is slow the fuck down and stack base hits. Simple as. Slow down and stack base hits. When I figured out the art of stacking base hits, guys, that's when I saw the most improvement when it came to actually being more consistent with prop firm, guys. And I promise you right now, if you can just slow down and stack base hits, you're going to find yourself, one, you're going to be a lot more consistent with prop firms, because making $500 to $1,000 in a day is far more easier than trying to make $3,000 or $5,000 in a day. Because think about it, you could probably make $500 to $1,000 in a day with moderate risk, and you can do that quite easy. You can probably do that in one trade. But trying to go for these $3,000, $5,000 days, one, you're probably gonna have to take a lot more trades, so you're going in the markets trading more frequently, increasing your exposure, which means that you're likely gonna take a losing trade. That losing trade will likely make you tilt and then blow the account. So no, slow down, stack base hits. They fucking work. Stop trying to swing for the fences all the time. All traders that have had success with prop firms will tell you this. It's the art of stacking base hits, getting comfortable with stacking base hits. Because if you think about it, if you can make $500 to $1,000 in a day, low risk, low hanging fruit, and you can get in an ebb and flow where you're just consistently doing that, one, it's much easier. So your success rate, your win rate is going to improve by virtue of you just aiming for lower hanging objectives. And two, you're going to see that, oh shit, I'm a lot more calmer. I'm not as on edge. If you're a lot more calm and you're a lot more collected, that means you're going to make better decisions when it comes to trades. So you're going to potentially be taking better trades by virtue of you not putting as much pressure on yourself. And it's going to allow you to be a lot more consistent because you're seeing a positive reward cycle coming to you. So yeah, don't believe all this law of always trying to swing for the fences. And if you can master art of stacking base hits, then you can potentially graduate to then, okay, when you're feeling super confident, you can then implement what I call the 30% rule, which is you risk 30% of your winning P&L to keep pushing the needle, because sometimes you might be in a winning streak and you want to continue the winning streak. But I talk about that in a video of how I made 100K in a single payout. Go check that video out. And also, when you do unlock a payout, don't say, oh no, let me try and maximize what I can get out of this payout. No, get paid, because I see a lot of you get to fund it, unlock a payout, and then you have this fucking brilliant idea of, oh yeah, let me make more money. But no, guys, the money isn't yours until it hits the fucking bank with these prop firms. So pay yourself for the challenge, then go in. Then you're gonna find yourself, if you actually pay yourself first and then you go back into that account again, it's actually a lot easier to now then trade that account, because that account essentially becomes risk-free in a way. So yeah, slow the fuck down, pay yourself first, and realize stacking base hits over trying to swing for the fences is gonna do you a lot more good in the long run than just trying to fucking swing for the fences all the time. And I promise you, if you can master all this, you're gonna have a shit ton of success with prop firms, and you're gonna potentially be able to change your life and change the trajectory of your life and be able to stack your accounts and scale. And then maybe you can scale to 3 million in funding and have that fucking cool bio in your fucking Twitter or your Instagram. They say I have 2 million in funding, 1 million in funding. Yeah, cool. But remember where you are. Build slowly. Stay fucking focused. Stay committed to the process. Have your mission in mind. Don't compare yourself to other people, because that's where you go wrong. And this brings me on to the final point, which is something a lot of traders kind of hate on in this fucking trading space. The one thing I realized about this trading space is just full of fucking haters, and like you just need to ignore these guys. The guys that hate in this fucking trading space, yeah, they're the guys that never had a girlfriend in high school. They're the guys that were bullied in high school. They're the guys that wanted to be fucking cool but never got no pussy in school, bro. I'm telling you right now. So don't worry about those guys. But the reality of prop firms and of funded accounts is that you're gonna blow up. So when you see these people hating, saying, "Oh yeah, he blew his funded account. Oh yeah, he must be a shit trader." Okay, and what you gotta realize is that this prop firm game, it's an ROI game. If I put in $300 and I make $5,000 from it, even if I blew two funded accounts and managed to get one through here on this $300 expense, and I managed to make 5K, who gives a fuck? Who actually cares? No one gives a shit. You've made money. You've made a return on your investment. That's what prop firms are. They're an ROI game. You got to remember, like I said, the game is completely rigged. You're bound to blow accounts. You're bound to blow up. And obviously the things I've discussed with you in this video is going to allow you to obviously potentially keep an account for longer. Yes, but you're bound to blow it. It's gonna happen. And that's okay. That's part of the game. And the people that I see be hating on the net and saying, "Oh no, I'm seeing you a shit trader." No, nigga, we just playing the game, and that's the fucking nature of the game. I don't give a fuck if I'm blowing 10 accounts and then making 10K at the end and I've only spent 1,000. Who gives a shit? I've put money in my pocket. This motherfucking here that never got no pussy in school probably ain't never done something like that. So yeah, just remember, it's an ROI game and it's normal. You're gonna blow accounts. The game is designed for you to blow accounts, but it's about how consistent can you be in terms of paying yourself compared to how much money you're putting in. If you can put in less money than what you can put out, then you're winning. It's normal to blow accounts when it comes to trading prop firms. I've blown a shit ton of accounts. Am I proud of it? No. But hey, it's part of the game. Have I made more money than I've lost? Yes. And that's all that fucking matters at the end of the day. And if you have an attitude towards your funded accounts and towards your challenges like this, you're going to have a lot more success because you're not going to be emotionally invested and emotionally tied to these prop firm accounts. And the less emotionally invested and less emotionally tied you are to these accounts, the better you'll perform because you're now trading with no high degree of expectation. When you trade with no expectation, you're just trading your edge simply and just trading your model. That's when you're going to be able to perform the best and produce the best results. Stay focused, stay on the mission. You build. You're putting skin in the game. You're better than the person that's just hating it and watching from the sidelines. You're actually in it. So yeah, I hope you guys found value in this video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe if you want to watch more videos from me. Let me know in the comments below where you are at in your prop firm journey. If you got a payout, if you not got a payout, what you're struggling with. Be sure to use my links for the best discounts in the description below. Go check out my video of how I made 100K in a single payout. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.